Welcome to Thinking is Contagious. I want to address the Hunter Biden, the email and the laptop and the scandal that's ongoing. And had a lot of people ask me, is it true? Do you think it's true? I've had friends say it's Russian disinformation. I'm going to jump around a little bit and I'm going to try to be as middle of the road as I can on it. But let me start by, and I'm going to do a couple of quotes from Andrew McCarthy, who wrote a couple of articles on The Hill, which is a conservative view. But, you know, a renowned trial lawyer. And I'm going to paraphrase a little bit here, but it's the people, he's saying the people who claim Russian disinformation as to the laptop, are they not those people who just a few months ago relied on the Steele dossier in an intelligence community assessment and then 4 sworn FISA warrant applications, which were all proved to be based on fraudulent information, who a process that allowed for the impeachment of the President of the United States to the cost of tens of millions of dollars to the United States taxpayer, where evidence came out afterwards that it was unequivocally proven that it was known that the information was false, on which the entire narrative was built, that it was false information, and it was carried on anyway. So isn't that kind of ironic that these are the same people? But I'm going to come with even a little more succinct information also, or a point of view. There's also claims of hacking. There's claims of Russian disinformation. As to the disinformation, a press release from the FBI on the 19th, the 20th, I think, of October. And this is a quote: "The FBI is in possession of the laptop containing Hunter Biden's emails, and the FBI agrees with Director of National Intelligence Ratcliffe's assessment that the emails were not part of Russian disinformation campaign. If anything changes, they'll get back." That's a direct quote. So those who say, "Oh, it's Russian disinformation," I have it from a good source. Today, as of yesterday, the FBI is saying absolutely no proof of that. Okay, let's go to the claim about that the emails were hacked or made up or anything. Nowhere has Hunter Biden or the Biden campaign said that the laptops are not Hunter Biden's or that the emails are not Hunter Biden emails. In addition, on October 13th, a lawyer who claims to be Hunter Biden's lawyer contacted the repair shop and asked for the laptops back. There is a signed, even though there are questions that the shop owner doesn't sound like his story jives all the time. He's legally blind. He can't really say he's sure it was Hunter Biden that dropped it off. This is a guy who's very nervous and understands fully the implications of who he's up against. And he may not be able to point out Hunter Biden in a lineup based on his eyesight. But there's a signed document that, again, the Biden camp has not contested. So the authenticity that Biden's laptops has not been denied, that their Biden emails have not been denied. Where would we get the thought that these are not Hunter Biden's emails. There's thousands of Biden photos. And now I'm going to go back to the McCarthy article in Powerline. This is from October 19th. And he quotes, there are thousands of Biden photos and videos which appear real, and their authenticity has not been denied by the Biden camp. Today, Wednesday, I don't know, there's been reports, released emails of very distasteful, salacious behavior. That's neither here nor there. What is factual is that there's been no denial that those emails are originated from Hunter. The emails make contextual sense. And again, this is from a trial attorney, Andy McCarthy, because that's a big piece of this. They make contextual sense. Neither Hunter nor Biden campaign has claimed that the materials are in any way fabricated. And the FBI and the Delaware U.S. Attorney's Office have issued a grand jury subpoena for the laptop. Okay. And I'm going to quote McCarthy's assessment as a trial lawyer. At the moment, again, this was written October 19th, the known evidence overwhelmingly tends to establish that the laptop is exactly what is represented to be: the repository of Hunter Biden's authentic emails, documents, photos, and videos. The claims that it may be Russian disinformation or should be dismissed because of hacking are frivolous. Okay. Let's go to the hacking piece, and this is not McCarthy, this is me now. Let's go to the hack. Let's suppose that, yeah, they were hacked. Okay? And they were obtained illegally because they were hacked. They still are the emails. They still are the photos. They still exist. They were still written at this point. It's alleged that they were written by Hunter Biden. There's been no proof that they weren't. So even if the Russians, which there's no proof of it, hacked and sent these to Rudy Giuliani or Giuliani's attorney or to Steve Bannon or whoever they're making this up about, they didn't make up the emails. They didn't make up the photos. There's no one that got dressed up like Hunter Biden smoking a crack pipe. I mean, why is this not being covered? Let's suppose that none of this has been vetted 100%. I agree with that. But whatever comes out on Trump is out on every outlet all the time. Why has this not been covered by the mainstream media? Why has ABC, CBS, and NBC devoted 5 or 6 minutes to this entire story? Why has MSNBC and CNN avoided this story? Why have Facebook and Twitter shut down accounts? You want to talk about somebody influencing elections? This is what happens in China. This is what happens in Russia. This is what happens in Venezuela. This is what happens in Cuba. All you people out there that are thinking about voting for the Democrats, even if this is made up, the very fact that it's not allowed to be put out there when it is unvetted information is put out against those who you do not agree with, that is selective reporting. That is bias, and that is the constraint or the elimination of freedom of speech. You can argue all you want. You can say that it's Russian disinformation. Right now, if that's your position, the FBI says you're wrong. Right now, if that's your position, the evidence says you're wrong. Did Trump hold this out knowing that he's had it for a while and they try to time it for the benefit of their campaign? Probably, yes. I have no doubt about that. I have no doubt about that. But I will tell you that no matter how you turn this, no matter how you look at this, no matter how much you point the finger at this being disinformation, there's three fingers pointing back at you saying, this is what you did to Trump. This is how you spent tens of millions of taxpayer dollars. This is how you disseminated information false against Trump, saying that he was in hotel rooms in Russia with prostitutes, the golden showers being urinated on. Remember those things? Remember those things? That he was in cahoots with the Russians, that he was in cahoots with the Ukraine, that he pressured the Ukraine. All these things, unvetted, unsubstantiated, as the Mueller report proved and as the impeachment proved. However, you didn't see Facebook stop any of this from going out. You didn't see Twitter. You didn't see CNBC or NBC or Fox News not report on the Trump. All that was reported. This is two-faced, and this is manipulated. And if you can be honest with yourself and you analyze this situation and you say, who is keeping the American people from hearing what's going on at this point? Who's keeping it? Who is selectively choosing what America hears or doesn't hear? I don't know if you heard, but the debate committee is contemplating not allowing any questions about Biden corruption at the debate tomorrow night. People, you're in China, you're in Russia, you're in Cuba, you're in Venezuela. The American people don't understand this because they've never lived through it. I was talking to a woman who was a journalist in Venezuela. Been here only 3 or 4 years. Not a citizen yet. She cannot believe what's being perpetrated on this country. She cannot believe how the playbook that she saw unfold in her country as a journalist. This is a 38, 39-year-old person. She was a journalist for a dozen years in her country. She saw unfold the overtaking and the destruction of a very prosperous country. And she says the same thing is happening here with the left. And she can't understand how this country could allow that to happen. I don't understand you people. I really don't. I don't understand the people who think that Joe Biden, the left, socialism, has any place in this country. And don't fool yourself by saying, oh, they're not socialists. Yes, they are socialists. AOC has said she's a socialist. Or Bernie Sanders is a communist. Okay? Elizabeth Warren, she's going to be on the banking committee or some kind of committee, finance committee, if Biden is elected. Are you kidding me? Teen Vogue just came out with an article. This is where the left is taking these kids. They just came out with an article. You know what they're saying? Rent should be outlawed. That accruing rent or giving a forbearance or a workout for people who cannot afford their rent is not fair because eventually they're going to have to pay it back. That there should be an 18-month moratorium where you're not allowed to collect rent. That it's unconscionable that people should have to be forced to pay rent. That's what this is coming to. There's a story about institutions of higher learning in this country have hidden $6 billion of contribution from China, from Russia, off the books to the universities. How do you think that that affects? How do you think that that opens the door? Do you not see that that opens the door for the socialism, for the communism to infiltrate our schools and our colleges? Your kids are being poisoned. You want your kids to have nice things? You want your grandkids to have nice things? It's not going to happen like this. It's not going to happen under the system that Joe Biden wants to put in. People, we're days away from an election. Some of you people that I'm talking to are thinking about voting for Biden, have friends that are going to vote for Biden. People, I implore you to open your eyes and open your ears and open your brain and research. I cannot comprehend. I talk to these people who have been here 3-4 years from Venezuela. They understand what's going on. They're horrified. And we continue to pander to political correctness, to terrorism and BLM and Antifa. We need Donald Trump to be president for 4 more years at the least. And yes, crazy. He's only allowed 2 terms. I know. I've been through this with you before, what my position is. Let's forget that. All I'm telling you is I cannot believe anyone who sees what's going on does not have the ability to say, wait a minute, this isn't America. And we need America to be America. We need you to go out and vote. We need you to talk to people. And if I have anyone out there that I can reach with this and turn a Biden vote into a Trump vote, I'll be very proud and I'll be very happy. Thank you and have a good night.